There is nothing better than heading out on holiday, a vacation, a period of your life dedicated to exploration. Some, like me, even decide to leave their home countries altogether and move to a different place. After all, the world is our oyster. Well, some of it, anyway. It turns out that there are some places that are not so welcoming to outsiders. Hello and welcome back to Life's Biggest Questions. I'm Rebecca Felgate, and today we're asking, what countries can't you visit? Freedom of movement is a human right, and in theory, you can visit any country you want, given enough funds and willpower. But that doesn't mean that you should, nor does it mean that you're likely to get out unscathed. There are some countries that, for Westerners at least, are better left alone. Let's start with our mate North Korea. China runs flights into North Korea 3 times a week, and up until recently, before good old Kim made it pretty clear he hates all other nationalities save his own, North Korea did have a pretty small tourism industry. These days, most foreign embassies have closed down in Pyongyang, although if you are German or British, our countries do still have an embassy. Having an embassy, of course, would make it much safer for us. That being said, North Korea is an extremely volatile place right now. Even before Kim Jong-un started testing high kiloton H-bombs, tourists like Otto Warmbier were harmed. Now, as the country threatens war, I would not want to visit and become a potential hostage. North Korea is arguably safer than Afghanistan, Syria, and Iraq, all of which are pretty war-torn right now. Syria, Afghanistan, and Iraq continue to be unstable ISIS battlegrounds, with Syria being amid a much-publicized civil war in which their president, Bashar al-Assad, has been accused of using chemical weapons on his own people. What with all the airstrikes, terror attacks, chemical attacks, these really aren't great places to be, and to be honest, there aren't really any direct travel routes to these places anyway. Crossing over borders to enter these countries is pretty dangerous in itself. Flights to Yemen are extremely limited, and you will not be able to travel there directly from the USA, Europe, or Australia. It's hard to get in, and I'm not sure you really want to. Over 2/3 of the country is in need of aid, with disease and famine spreading like wildfire. Terrorist group Al-Qaeda is also very present. On top of that, there are also a lot of Houthi rebels running around. In theory, if you were to go, you'd be safest in the city of Sana'a, where the majority of embassies are, although there is no Australian embassy. There are a number of countries that, overall, have a pretty strong anti-Western feeling. That is not to say all citizens feel that way or that the entire country is unsafe, but that most areas pose a very high risk. Most Western countries strongly advise against travel to the Central African Republic, South Sudan, Libya, and Somalia. These countries rank at the very bottom end of the Global Peace Index for a number of reasons, including widely different cultures that do not celebrate Western values. All of these countries have expressed intolerance to homosexuality, and often solo women travelers have been attacked and raped. On top of that, the governments in these countries are volatile. South Sudan, for example, has a curfew that bans people going out in the dark, which doesn't particularly sound like a country I'm desperate to visit. Other volatile countries scraping the bottle of the Global Peace Index include the Ukraine, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Pakistan, Russia, and Colombia. However, I myself have been to a few of these places, and they're fine so long as you know what you're doing. But it is always worth knowing what situation you're getting yourself into, and it is always worth making a sensible plan as to how you might get out of any worst-case scenario. Finally, though, it is worth being aware that, while you can visit any country, a country you are traveling to beyond that destination may not like that you have been there. For example, if you travel to Syria, Afghanistan, Iraq, South Sudan, Yemen, Somalia, Libya, the Central African Republic, North Korea, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, most countries will heavily question you before they allow you back in. So there we have it. I hope that answers the question of which countries you can and can't visit. Have you ever been to any of these places in this video? Do let me know in the comments section down below. Also, if you like this video, then please do show me by giving it a good thumbs up and turning on notifications for this channel. I'm Rebecca Felgate. For now, be sure to stay curious, stay alert, and never ever stop questioning.